Okay. Hello, everybody. We are going live. It's really fantastic to see you here today. My name is Sarah Simmons, and I am CEO at Impact Innovator. Today, I invite you to most importantly sit back, relax, and allow somebody else to do the hard thinking for you. What I'm sharing with you today is 5 virtually unknown billion-dollar buyer secrets of how to get more customers to buy your purpose-led offer and stand out and lead not as one of many, but as a category of one in your niche. Now, what I care about for you is that you can lead what you do without having to compete on price, without having to hire expensive agencies or change what you are selling. These 5 steps that I'm sharing with you today are simply about getting buyers to notice you and buy what you have to offer instantly. So let's get started. And I invite you today, here with me, Sarah Simmons, CEO at Impact Innovator, for all the people joining on Zoom, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. I invite you to really stay focused on the present moment. Drop what you're Googling, what you're searching for, the 5 things you're doing at once. I invite you to stay really, really present with me today. Because here's the thing, when you don't focus, buyers don't focus on you. What I'm sharing today is an opportunity for you to connect in real time. And I invite anybody who's joining anywhere to chat, comment, put your videos on, make a real connection together. I'll be answering any questions you have on LinkedIn and on here on Zoom and via YouTube. Whatever they are, I want to know, as founders, what is holding you back from buyers noticing and buying you? So let's connect in real time. And I invite you to allow yourself this amazing opportunity to receive more. Because what I'm sharing with you today, it isn't something that you can download or hack or get a quick answer to. This is a system that has taken me over a decade to really figure out. It's a system that I first used in the corporate world, running $100 million departments as a buyer. And it's a system that is helping founders across the world really achieve their goals for sustainable growth and scale. So pay attention, right? Pay attention and connect with me now. So the biggest secret I'm going to reveal today is, we're told as founders, you need this solution, that expert, this tool, and none of it seems to enable us to break through to that level of success and growth that we know we can be using. And what I learned is this big secret. You don't need 3 tools, 5 systems, 10 experts. You only need one playbook. And the playbook I'm sharing with you today covers everything your business needs to build the growth, scale, impact, and legacy you want. This playbook enables you to stand out as the only choice in your niche. I guarantee when you follow the 5 steps I'm sharing with you today, you will stop, being overlooked, and you will start being remembered as the only one, right? One of one. So again, that's what's, I'm giving you today. So as I said, pay attention, stay focused, and stay present. So the 5 secrets I'm sharing with you are these. 1, the simple 5-step system to transform you into the only choice buyers buy in your niche. You'll also hear me use the word simple many times because simplicity is key when it comes to sales. I'm also going to be sharing the secret of why 99% of founders get overlooked, and it isn't what you think. I'm going to be sharing the one roadmap that no one else teaches to make buyers say yes to you instantly. And I'm going to be sharing real case studies of founders transforming their businesses, their organizations, and themselves from lost to a category of one with 6, 7, and 8-figure scale using this very simple 5-step system. I'm also going to be giving you limited access to this complete system right here today. This isn't theory, it's not tactics, and it isn't another hack. It's game-changing billion-dollar buying infrastructure that works for founders, whether they're founders making services, founders making products, founders with e-commerce businesses. It works for coaches and consultants. It works for conscious leaders, whatever it is. And most importantly, it works for people who are on a mission to innovate and change our world. So why it's really key to stay to the end. We're going to be going for around an hour and 20 minutes. This is why, because you can leave before the end and you'll get some great frameworks, you'll get some great case studies, but what you'll miss is what actually matters for you to be able to go away from the return on the investment of your time being here today with a system to transform your business. When you stay for Secrets 4 and Secrets 5, you get the $1 billion buying secret that makes everything else work, and the one system you need to scale in months, not years. So we also don't share the recording of this. So I really invite you again to stay to the end, but if you can't for any reason, there is a special QR code here that is a special invitation where I only invite a few people to this every week for a one-to-one sustainable growth assessment with me, where we look at your business deeply and I help you unlock where your category of one opportunity is. Now, I only have a few spots of those that are with me, and they go to the first people who book a call after this masterclass. So in case you have to leave, take a screenshot of this QR code here. Okay, so if you're here, these thoughts have probably crossed your mind. I'm brilliant at what I do, but I don't quite know how to get buyers to see me. My offer's amazing, but why isn't it selling in the way I know it should be? And others with worse offers are making more money than me. Sarah, I've hired so many people who've made me so many promises that they can grow my business, and I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands, and I'm still stuck. Everyone says niche down. Great, but how? I work more than I've ever worked before. My revenue hasn't grown in 2 years, and I'm earning less than I would in my corporate world. AI and automation were meant to help, they were meant to make things more easy, but I am more overwhelmed than ever. Now, I know that mindset matters. I tried to work on my mindset. I tried to combine that into my business, but I can't figure out how to align everything together. I know I'm meant for more, but something invisible is blocking me. Now, I hear you with all of these points, right? And this is the one thing I really hear from founders so often. God, I feel like giving up. I'm overwhelmed. I've built a job, not a business, that pays me less than I would be getting in a corporate job. This isn't a business where I'm thriving. And what really bothers me is when I hear founders who are stuck with a brilliant innovation, but They just haven't got that roadmap to scale. Nothing is working, and they're not able to build their legacy. Now, all of those thoughts, right? This is what I want to share with you. They aren't character flaws about you. They're symptoms of looking at your business growth through separate operating systems. You're not broken, your business operating system is. And here's the thing, we're all told to look at our business in separate silos. One expert talks to us about content, another one about social media, another one about lead generation, another one about ads, another strategist about our offer, another one about growth mindset. But the thing is, buyers don't understand all that. That's the thing. Buyers don't understand separation. They look at your business holistically. So when we hire fragmented experts, they just create expensive chaos for you, for your team, for anyone you hire across the world, and for the buyers you want to buy your product, service, or system. Because buyers don't understand fragmentation, right? And when we hire different experts, that's what happens. Now, the third fundamental truth that I've really learned is that tactics and experts without one integrated system you own create inconsistent growth, not raving fans and not compounding scale. Now, more tools and more solutions don't equal more revenue. It's just expensive noise. The fourth truth is this: business strategy without mindset training equals self-sabotage. Whatever that self-sabotage is, and for every one of you, it's different. It can be being busy for the sake of busy, just hiring one extra expert and thinking it will be the savior to your business. Just getting focused on tools or doing your books rather than going out there and selling what you do. Whatever it is, everybody's different and everybody does something different to sabotage their success. And what I found as the answer to all of these fundamental truths is, if you want to grow and be seen by buyers as the only choice, having one integrated system you own in your business enables you not only to build sustainable growth, it enables you to build your legacy, whatever that is, whether it's to impact thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people, whether your legacy is to give your business to your children, whether your legacy is to really hire an amazing team to run your business for you, whatever it is. When you stop using fragmented solutions and you start using one integrated system you own, buyers notice you and buy you now and forever. So I want to start with, what is your biggest roadblock right now in building sustainable growth? I invite you to write this answer in the chat box. I invite you to write it in wherever you are connecting with me, and I will see it and answer you. And I also invite you to write this roadblock down for yourself. Is your biggest roadblock getting lost in the noise of what's out there? Because it's a very noisy world. Is your biggest roadblock how to build consistent sales? Is your biggest roadblock confusion? What do buyers actually value about you? Or is it overwhelm? There's so many roadmaps out there. Which is the roadmap to follow? So write this down, put it in the chat. My team will share if we've got what comments you're sharing as well, if I don't see them. So write that roadblock down. Often it's, all of these things. It's like, gosh, if I only knew the one thing that would really make a difference, because Sarah, I am sick and tired of hearing somebody say, yeah, you're going to have this great success, or we made like hundreds of millions over the last year using this system and it's gonna work for you. I'm like, great. Can I see the case study? I literally had someone saying that to me earlier today. And I'm sharing with you today a simple system that will enable you to not be lost in the noise, to build consistent sales, to get buyers to understand your unique value instantly. And it's not 5 systems, it's not 10, it's one. Okay? So now you've got that roadblock clear. Let's dive into what I'm sharing with you today. So, as I said, and I'm going to say many times, one simple operating system is what I'm sharing today. What's the operating system? It's how to get buyers to choose you over anyone else as the only choice, without confusion for yourself or your team, without expensive solutions, without overwhelm, without fragmentation, and without having to spend money on, a system that you pay for every month. This is one system you own forever. So now I'll just share a couple of things about who you're listening to today. Sarah Simmons, CEO at Impact Innovator. So who am I? So I spent over a decade working for billion-dollar companies as one of their top buyers, and I personally ran for them $100 million in buying budgets. And over that decade, I learned secrets that are universal for every person making, selling, doing anything. There are universal laws that buyers look for when they buy something. And what I realized is that I had a strategy and an operating my system myself as a buyer of what made me choose anybody, what made me give an order for 6 figures, for 7 figures, orders that transformed people's lives, right? Made them from no one to the number one around the world. So this system started for me to be able to create it from 5 years old. Purpose has been my mission since then. And my dad was a pioneer of purpose-led manufacturing. I saw the good that what we make can have on the world. And I realized that the way I could make an impact was as a buyer. And when I became a buyer, I did it for billion-dollar retailers. And my secret advantage was this. As a buyer, I went to the universal thing that makes any buyer buy anything, and I only bought brands that had a unique purpose. A unique purpose that was really deeper than a positioning. A purpose that was a business and a brand that stood out as a category of one. So what that means is businesses that didn't compete or discount on price. They were not generic or confusing. They had a unique power in them, a unique offering, and were a one of one. They were businesses that were innovators, that had simplified their entire offering so that it made sense to me as a buyer and who they wanted to influence. And if it didn't make sense to me, I helped that business owner simplify what they did so it did make sense as a category of one business. And with this formula, I launched and scaled brands from all over the world and helped them become world-class names. But then, after a decade or so, I realized something that broke my heart. I realized that there were founders and innovators out there that were getting left behind because they didn't have that category of one formula that I chose and helped other founders use and utilize. I realized that I could only help so many businesses in the corporate world. And when my path came to a crossroads, I also realized the biggest thing for me was seeing the waste in what we buy. I'll share this with you later, but buyers buy a tiny fraction of what they see, and everything else is waste. And when I saw so many good businesses just not having quite got that formula of how to be great category of one businesses, I knew that I wanted to be part of the solution rather than the problem. So I quit the corporate world and I launched Impact Innovator OS, a simple system for all founders, coaches, and consultants who have one thing being that they have a purpose to transform our world, all of them being able to have that simple system to scale as a category of one. So what I did was I reverse engineered how I bought category of one businesses and I systemized it. Then I called it Impact Innovator OS. The first founder who used it scaled from $2 to $4 million in growth, so an extra $2 million in revenue in 18 months. The 50 founders since who've used it are getting amazing results, scale, and impact. I'm going to share those case studies that are real with you shortly. So who is this system for? Simply, it's for founders, coaches, and consultants ready to build an impact. Not people who just want to make money for the sake of money, people who have a mission behind them. And this is for founders, coaches, and consultants, whatever stage you're at, whether you're just about to launch something, whether you're at 50K wanting to get to 100, whether you're at 7 figures wanting to get to 8. This works for everybody. It's for innovation-led entrepreneurs looking for one simple system to scale. And it's for conscious leaders ready to become a category of one, not compete forever. If this is you, buckle up because you're getting the exact secrets with you. If it isn't for you, if you just care about profit for profit's sake, you're in the wrong room. So the big result for you today is you're going to have the exact playbook to scale and you implement everything you learned today so you can stop being overlooked and scale as a category of one. And also, get noticed and bought by dream buyers within the next 7 days and 30 days. Here are some of the results of founders using this system. So we've got Carol, who's already doing 7 figures. She was able to use this system and create 200K and last I heard 280K launches using this system and build her influence to the top 1%. We've got Joe, who was able to grow sales from 2 million to 4 million. We've got Simone, who took this and within 60 days, he was able to become a conscious leader, best-selling author, and close 5-figure deals. We've got Rachel, who within 90 days had her funding in place she wanted for her business and her team was scaling without her. And we had Paula, who went from burnout to successful exit in less than 12 months using this system. So these founders aren't just hitting their revenue goals using this system, they're hitting their life goals, they're hitting their impact goals and their legacy goals. And that is what I care about for you. So I'm going to ask you what your dream is. What do you consciously want to create in the next 12 months? In terms of whatever you want to put on your piece of paper, write it down. Do you want to grow to 7 figures and beyond, 8 figures and beyond? Do you want to impact 1,000 people, 10,000 people? Do you want to have global recognition? Do you want to have freedom and lifestyle for your family to run your business without you? Do you want to have exit and wealth? What is it that you want? I invite you to share it in the chat. I invite you to connect with yourself in your biggest dream that you want to create. I'll leave you a few seconds right now to write that down and also plug in my laptop that my dog decided to unplug as he ran past. Okay, so write down your dream, guys. What is your dream? I know my dream has been to have a business where I can have my team run it without me And, I just got back from 5.5 weeks in Argentina where my amazing team were doing amazing things without me while I was climbing mountains. What is your dream? And they were able to do that by having the one simple system in place that I'm sharing with you today. Okay, so you got your dream down. Now, my big question for you is this: how long have you had this dream? Let's be real. 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, more? Answer yourself honestly. Because my question is, how much longer are you willing to wait for your dream to become reality? Because here is the truth. If you are a founder with a purpose, the opportunity to build your legacy is closing. And that's for real. And I'm going to share with you why as we go through our secret one. Okay, so we're diving in now to the 5 secrets and 5 steps to get you scaling as the number one choice for buyers. The first secret is category of one foundation. Master how to become the only option. So here is the big truth, right? Buyers want to buy the category of one that has a unique purpose in every niche. These category of one businesses capture 80% of their market. The rest, the other 99% of businesses, are competing, replaceable, and at risk of becoming redundant. And that is the truth, whether you choose to believe it or not. Think of yourself as a buyer. When you Google, which business do you choose? When you scroll, which founder do you follow? Right? I guarantee that you are choosing category of one businesses. That's what buyers want. You're also choosing the business that has a heart. You don't want a soulless business. You want to buy from a founder who is not only a category of one, but that has a unique purpose and has a unique mission. That's the truth. Today, we live in a buyer's world. Your business has less than 5 seconds to stand out. And what buyers are looking for is alignment. They're looking to look on LinkedIn, look on your website, look at your brochure, and see with clarity why you stand out and why to choose you. The businesses who don't stand out, or who are confused or confusing, are replaceable. You know you're replaceable when you hear this. That's really great. It's interesting. Send me an email. Send me an email means you're replaceable or they don't understand you. You're replaceable if you hear this. I'll think about it. Can I have a discount? Well, that's great, but what makes you different from X, Y, and Z? Right? That's when you know you're replaceable. The truth is, 99% of businesses are replaceable. Not because they lack unique brilliance, but because literally they don't master how to build their purpose from the inside of their heart to outside as a category of one founder and a category of one business, where your mission, your offer, your story, the way you speak to people, the way you attract your ideal client is all aligned. And why does that alignment not happen? Because most founders outsource all the different parts of their business to all these different people. Their offer, their packaging, their sales, their marketing, their branding, their whatever, you name it, their systems. And if you do all that, how can someone really understand the heart of you, the heart of your unique purpose, the heart of what makes you different? Rick, thank you for sharing. As you're saying here, we believe entrepreneurship is the new American dream. It's more difficult than ever, but the reality is there are few options left. You're so right. That is such a powerful thing you've shared. The thing is, like, entrepreneurship is more difficult than ever. Why? Because there are so many choices. But the reality also is there are few options left other than being an entrepreneur. Because that safe world, I'm just going to have my corporate life, isn't safe anymore. And I'm going to share more of that in a minute. So that means there's more and more entrepreneurs. So that means entrepreneurship is one of the only choices, but making it actually work and scale is really difficult. So what it means is, as an entrepreneur, you have to stand out. You can't compete. You have to be a category of one, which is why I'm sharing with you this proven methodology today, and why I said at the beginning, what I'm sharing with you today can't be Googled. It can't be AI'd. This has taken a decade of figuring out and helping founders figure it out. So why does it matter more than ever as an entrepreneur, as a founder, as a coach, as anybody working for yourself? Why does it matter more than ever in the next 12 months for you to figure out how to lead as a category of one? Because this is the truth. I'm not a doomsday person. I am the most positive person in the world ever. But here is the truth. AI is erasing jobs, isn't it? It's creating space for millions and millions and millions of new entrepreneurs. And that's compounded on the top of COVID, which created millions and millions and millions of entrepreneurs. In fact, there are like 5.5 million new businesses. I think this might even just be in the US annually. And that's 15,000 new competitors a day. And the thing is, most of these businesses, most people claim that they care about purpose, about mission. They claim they're different. But the thing is, there are few that actually master how to show that they are different, which essentially is mastering how to become a category of one. And what I just want to really caveat here, as I mention this category of one throughout this masterclass, I am not simply talking about your positioning. Category of one is literally everything that you do. Yes, it is a positioning statement, but it is everything. It is your offer. It is how you make a brochure. It's how you stand out as a founder. It's how you talk to people. It's how you tell your story. It's how you engage with people. It's how you sell. It's how you market. It's how you lead. It's everything. It's much deeper than just a positioning. So let's look at the window of opportunity against that 12-month window, right, of all these changes going on in the world. On top of that, we're at this amazing junction in time. In fact, the biggest opportunity for entrepreneurs ever before. We're having this wealth transfer of $84 trillion plus in generational wealth being passed down to a new, younger generation of people in their 20s and 30s and 40s. And here's the thing. The majority of those people care about value. They value purpose before price, right? They don't just want another thing. They want the thing that's going to transform their life. The generation, to be honest, this isn't also just the younger generation or anything. It's not just 20s, 30s, 40s. It's everybody now. When you can buy anything and everything is commoditized, yeah, you can buy the things that you buy on, commoditized platforms. But as an entrepreneur, what your edge is to give people the purpose of why to buy from you. And the people who are getting really, really good at that, this market is choosing. The rest can be commoditized and people won't choose you, right? So it's really important over these next 12 months, whether you've got a new business idea for a brand or for a coaching business or for whatever it is, or whether you've had your business for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, it's really important that this year you make the change to lead as one of one. So your opportunity is to engineer your business to become the only irreplaceable option. Now, you might be thinking, I'd love for you to comment, do you think this is impossible or possible? Hard or easy? Here's the thing. It is hard without a formula. It's easy with a system. So here is the first step of this system. And every step today, another reason to stay to the end, every step is a different part of this system to lead as a category of one. Now, the first step is category of one foundation, right? How do you build that foundation? Yes, the secret is in the system. How do you build that foundation, right? To become irreplaceable, to do what only 1% of businesses do. Here is the secret for you using my buyer intelligence framework. 1, you want to disrupt your category. So say you say, I make organic clothes. You want to say how you are a one of one. So from organic clothes, organic food, to real clothes, real food, like whatever it is, you want to use your own word to become a category of one. Then you want to build a unique positioning that is your category of one foundation, like real food and things the French way. I'm sharing a case study with you in a minute. You want to focus on how you transform someone's world using your solution and starting actually with how it transformed your world. And you want to become uniquely positioned as the number one in your niche. Now, this is set against what most people do, right? 9 out of 10 business owners, 99% of founders do this. They mistake their category, like the simple example, organic food, organic clothes, coaching, business coaching. They mistake that category for their unique purpose. It is not. They focus on proving why their positioning is better. They focus on a feature of their category rather than the benefit of their unique purpose, position, and solution. Buyers don't care about better. They care about the only one. For example, here at Impact Innovator OS, my system is the only system for founders, coaches, and consultants to scale using billion-dollar buyer intelligence. We are the only one. That's it. And that's what you want to unlock with your business. So here's the example of this organic food, real food business. So this is Marie. She did my program, Impact Innovator OS, around 3 years ago. Now, Marie and Jason, her partner, had an amazing organic food business outside of New York, already doing multiple 7 figures. But Marie was overwhelmed and frantic how to have a formula to stand out when every year she would have new tourists coming to her delicatessen, buying offline and online. And she was like, God, I'm working harder than ever. I don't see my route out of this business. I want to have a team that wake up in the morning and they can just set up the delicatessen. I can chill with Jason, have a coffee. They can talk to customers. They can describe why to buy our $6, $7, $8 coffee and our $15 lobster roll. And we can chill. She was exhausted. She came to me and she said, "What do you mean by buyer's choice? I don't get it." And she didn't want to change anything in her business. And I get that. I don't want businesses to change. What I care about is optimization. So what we did with Marie is we didn't rebrand. We unlocked her category of one, irreplaceable uniqueness. She went from saying, "I make organic food," to, "Hey, we make real food and things the French way." She went from being a good choice to being the obvious choice. She was able to share an authentic story with French family heritage of why she was giving healthy food to people in her way, delivering real food and things the French way. Suddenly, she wasn't competing. She was the only choice on an entire island where she was, and her fame just grew. Her team were able to do what she wanted, run that business without her. She was able to be less frantic and chilled. She was able to have a complete transformation from working overloaded to taking 3 months off a year. And she was not trapped in the business anymore. And her profits went through the roof. The difference wasn't better marketing, right? Marie is a really good business owner. The difference was Marie and Jason being able to have a system to see their business using buyer psychology. So the key insight for this first step, category of one, using buyer intelligence is this. When you align all the different parts of your business, your positioning, your offering, your marketing, your sales, to how you stand out as a category of one, you don't compete, you create a category. Marie and Jason didn't become better, they became incomparable. And this is what, myself, who's worked for billion-dollar companies as a buyer, looks for. This is what the person who's going to decide whether they spend $8 on a coffee looks for. People will spend a lot of money on anything you offer them when you make what you do irreplaceable. This transformation isn't about changing you. It's about unlocking and optimizing what makes you uniquely brilliant. And Marie and Jason did this in 30 days. And all of our founders do this in 30 days. This is your first step to sustainable growth, sustainable scale, impact, and making the legacy you want to build a reality. Category of one, foundation. So let's dive into step 2. And do comment, put it in the chat wherever you are. Are you getting value out of your time? Are you getting a good return on your time? Put a hell yeah, put a not sure, put a I'm bored, or put a transformational. Whatever it is, I want to hear with you as we dive into secret 2 and step 2 to become the only choice with buyers and get bought 24/7. Here is secret 2, high impact offer framework. You want to master how to stop chasing sales and start attracting 6, 7, and 8-figure new deals. So here is the problem today. Here's what I discovered running those buying budgets. As I mentioned earlier, buyers buy less than 1% of what they are shown. That is the number one reason I quit the corporate world, right? Because I was looking at all this wasted, talented founders not getting bought because they weren't clear on what made them unique. And if they were clear on what made them unique, they wouldn't be clear on this second step, what they delivered that was different as a high impact offer. And they would just keep making more products and more services, more solutions. When people don't want more, they want less. The rest is overlooked. So what I found as the truth as a buyer is that people choose you before they meet you. And I really want you guys to remember that. People choose you before they meet you, and they are evaluating every single element about you, right? Now, that evaluation is actually in these steps. Guess what? The evaluation is all the 5 steps I'm sharing together when you put them in together in one system. So another reason to say at the end. But the valuation where we're up to here in step 2 is this. First, they're evaluating, are you a category of 1? Second, they're evaluating, well, this offer that this person has, why do I need it? Why do I need more? More stuff, more services, more products, more coaching, more wine. You know, I had one founders who did this program and they were a winery. I'm going to share their story later. And they were, having to devalue their brand, make cheaper bottles of wine. And I said to them when we met, look, your value isn't in necessarily the wine that you offer. It's the value that you deliver in the service to making wine for people. Guess what? That one thing we unlocked in that offering changed everything for them. It made them see their value in that transformation that they give their clients. And when I caught up with them on a LinkedIn Live, we did when I meet founders who I, have transformed their business a few months or a year later, they told me that their revenue had grown 7 figures last year because they went into this transformation. So the other thing buyers want is an offer that is so simple to understand that they can recommend their friends to choose you. Here's the thing people don't understand. When you sell something, you're not just selling it to the person in front of you. They need to sell it to their loved ones. They need to sell it to their board. And if they can't explain it, they can't sell it. The last thing is that buyers want less, not more. They don't want to see from you so many things. They want to know the thing from you that is the thing that makes you special. I was hiring a team member the other month and I asked them all the different things that they did. And I actually listened to them and I heard within them the one thing that made them unique. And that was why I hired them, right? Imagine that power if rather than you having to say all these different things about what you do, you had clarity on what buyers want from you. Now, what the opposite of that is what 99% of founders do. Overfunction, try to convince people why to choose them, justify their product, their service, their value, compete on price, compete on discounts, whatever it is, chase for attention. That's not the secret to building sustainable growth. If growth is inconsistent, the key questions to ask yourself is this: is your business too complicated? Is your business too generic? Is your business forgettable? And be brutally honest with yourself. So write this down, your answer right now. Is your business too complicated? Is your business too generic? Is your business too forgettable? Which is it? Right? And as you write this down, hear this truth. Buyers choose one high impact offer over 10 average offers every time. Come back to the example I just shared of Eugenie and her partner Lois. When they simplified their business offering, they cut back actually on, products they were making. They made way less. And they focused on the one thing in their business that was their uniqueness in their service. Then that's the thing that buyers valued about them. That's the truth. Buyers buy one high impact offer. So if you take this away, you don't need to focus on making more, doing more, or trying more. You need to focus on systemizing what you do to one high impact offer that's so clear to understand. People say yes instantly, not I will think about it. Now, I said at the beginning, I love case studies. I love case studies because they're proof, actual proof. And I try everything that I share on myself. So when I quit the corporate world, I became a purpose-led founder with a mission. And my first business, I co-founded a game-changing denim company, Shaka Chakra. Now, we had a choice. Did we want to compete with thousands of other denim brands? Or did we want to take a risk and create one high impact offer, but with an edge that we were using billion-dollar buyer psychology? So of course, we chose that because we had my buyer psychology training. We focused on one transformation, the world's most sustainable jeans brand. We focused on one perfect buyer, conscious consumers who refuse to compromise premium style. And we focused on one incomparable niche. We focused on award-winning sustainable innovation no one else had. We only made a few items, right? Some of them you can see in that picture. We weren't making hundreds of lines. We were making 10, 20, 30. I think we had 15 women, 15 men, right? Products. And everything overarching to an umbrella of one high impact offer, the world's most sustainable jeans brand and the ultimate feel good jeans, which was our unique purpose position. And here is the results, right? Which are unheard of for new brands. Within 12 months, we were stocked in the world's best retailers. We won Impact Entrepreneur of the Year. We built a celebrity cult following without spending money on ads. We were able to deliver premium pricing and we were able to be really selective in our distribution, and we didn't need to do discounts, and we got paid for our offers, right? And we got paid on time. So that was amazing results of one high impact offer. The first time I used this myself as a founder, and since I've used this system with over 50 business owners across all sorts of industries, from coaching to consultants to product founders to service founders to authors, they've all used this with the same success. So here is the framework for you. And this is step 2 of 5 steps to be the number 1 choice for your buyers. Step 1 is the repetition of category of 1. Step 2 is the high impact offer. You have to align your category of 1 to actually the offer that you sell. Back to that example, real food and things the French way. It wouldn't have worked if she went and then sold a whole load of processed food. She had to go and make her offering really aligned to that real food category of 1 positioning. Then premium pricing, no discounting. When you are clear on your unique value. Your buyers become clear on your unique value. So you don't need to ever offer a discount again. And then you want to focus on transformation, the transformation you deliver. So here is what I learned about high impact offers, not as a buyer, as a founder, right? That one high impact offer solving one specific transformation for one perfect buyer means you stop competing and start owning your category. I learned that this buying psychology principle is universal and works across every industry. At first, I thought it only worked in fashion. Then and since, I've had founders use my system across food, beauty, home, consultants, authors, coaches, e-commerce, all proving this system works. And the beauty of this system is that it enables the founders who use it to save so much money and save so much energy on making more stuff, on using their brain for more solutions, and spend their energy instead on enabling themselves to follow this formula to get their offering out there to the world. And with that said, guess what step 3 is? Yes, it's connected to getting your offering out there to the world, and it's coming up. So examples I've shared, all these different types of people using the high impact offer framework. Now, that is such a powerful framework that it is the linchpin of everything I'm sharing with you today, to focus on less, not more, to focus on systemizing your offer, productizing your offer, streamlining your offer, using billion-dollar buying intelligence, and really focusing on looking at your business, your offering, your organization from the inside out. That's what we do here at Impact Innovator OS. We give our founders and our members that 360-degree perspective to be able to see their business from the inside out of what delivers the most value to their buyers. So let's move into secret 3, the social selling formula, how you can sell without selling 24/7. So the truth about selling today, whether online, offline, or both, buyers are overwhelmed with choice, as I've shared already. There's thousands of choices competing for less than 5 seconds of attention. Now you might say, but I'm an innovator. I'm the only choice. Yeah, but what are you innovating against? And the thing is, I've been an innovator too myself. I am an innovator. And the thing is, when you innovate a new product or solution, people come in and run behind you, and you lose your edge really quickly. The result is that you get lost in the crowd, no matter how good you are or innovative you are. Here's what I learned. When you master how to show up as a category of one online, right? As well as in your positioning, as well as in your offering, you don't shout or need to shout. You lead. Today, winners in every niche focus on building one thing: founder-led movements. Now you might be like, oh no, Sarah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be out there online. Now, if I was to show you a simple social selling framework that makes you unmissable and that you can do in less than 60 minutes each day, your team can do too without you, wouldn't that be a game changer? This linchpin of the 5 steps, I think, is the biggest linchpin right now in making you not have to be fearful of AI, of more competitors, of becoming redundant. Because ultimately, not only do people buy category of one businesses, not only do they buy high impact offers, they buy from people that they connect to with their heart. They buy people who share stories that they connect to with their heart. And they buy people who send them messages or reach out to them that they connect to with their heart. And this is the essence of what this step is all about. So here's the reality, posting into the void. This is why founders hate being social, because they think, oh, I just have to spend hours. I am spending hours on social media. I am, trying. I know I've got to do this content thing, but like, I can't do it. I don't know how. I do it for a bit. It works. It doesn't work. The truth is, you're working harder than ever, but staying invisible. I hear you. Because as a founder, I realized, why is this problem happening, right? I know founders know that people connect to people, but this is the thing. 99% of service providers look at your business in silos. And as founders, we're told the way to grow a business is to go and pay people to do different things for us. So we pay people to do our content. We pay people to do our social media. We pay people to sell for us. We pay people to coach us in like how to do whatever, strategy or positioning. Whatever we spend our money on, we end up spending it on all these different fragmented solutions, which I mentioned at the beginning. And you can lose 10K on that, 50K on that, 100K on that, 150K on that. I personally spent 150K figuring out that fragmented solutions don't work unless you first have one system in place to give buyers and your team clarity on the steps that we've mentioned so far. How you're a category of one, how you are a high impact offer, and how you are a founder with a mission that's social, that people have a story that people want to connect to. If you outsource it before doing that, you're just losing money, because as I said earlier, buyers connect to you from their heart and they choose you before they buy you. So they need that clarity and alignment. Now, the solution I found after, learning the hard way, spending on all that money, as I know many of you do and have done, I realized the solution to actually getting buyers to notice you and buy from you, the next step is social selling. So what do I mean by that? Again, category of one isn't just about positioning, it's everything that you do. Social selling isn't about making some great content, it's about leading your tribe. It's about how to become unmissable so that people do not ignore you. So social selling is about showing up as a thought leader, becoming the voice for your tribe. It's about movement building. It's about going out there and following a system to connect with people online who are your tribe and say, hey, come and listen to what we do and buy our offer. It's about building amazing relationships and connections and partnerships. It's about having an outbound system and an inbound system. You control yourself first. Now, I put this together myself as a founder before I ever taught it to other founders. I stopped outsourcing. I started learning, and then I started mastering social selling. What I did was I built an online platform, shopping platform, curating and selling the world's top conscious brands to the world's top conscious clients. Here you can see some of the pieces that I sold, and I showcased them online on Instagram, founder led first. And the secrets that I learned weren't taught to me from, an expert or a guru who promised a great solution. They were taught to me by figuring out the back end of how sales online work. And what I learned is that you can use these secrets, category of one, high impact offer, transferring that to online and telling amazing thought leadership stories in a systematic way. You use that in a very clear and simple system, roadmap I'm outlining with you today, and I teach in full. Then you are able to build top connections online with your dream audience without having to spend money on ads. I did that. I went from 0 to 300K launch revenue. We attracted the top 0.1% clients, including royalty and Fortune 500 leaders. We built multiple six-figure months, and we did this all organically. The total investment was less than 50K, the fraction of one agency contract. And the key to working with outside agencies is that every dollar we invested built permanent assets in our business and growth systems we owned forever. Now, this success story is actually what led to Impact Innovator being born, because founders started asking me my secret sauce of how we were able to go from a startup that nobody knew to selling 300K worth of amazing products and services to the world's top 0.1% without spending any money on ads. So again, my mission, guys. My mission is helping founders with a purpose scale. So I decided to teach founders this formula, and they went from good to great to category of one in 30 days and social selling sellout launches in 90 days. This is the simple formula for you for social selling. One, you take your category of one and then you start making category of one content. Second is you start to bring everything to life by making connections with people through social selling events. And guess what this is right here today? This masterclass is a social selling event. Third, you've set up a simple outbound sales system. I teach everybody how to do that. And guess what the secret is? Personalization. And the fourth step is an inbound sales system. Again, what's the secret? Being real. Telling real stories about your life. Like, hey, my dog just came and unplugged my laptop as I was delivering this. So here's an example in a case study of one of our amazing members called Carol, who used this framework. So Carol has an amazing, great business making jumpers out of yak wool. From the regions of Tibet, all the sourcing is made. And Carol had this amazing business for years, but she felt lost in the crowd. She felt invisible. She felt uncool and inauthentic. She didn't have a movement or a tribe. She was invisible to partners, and she had no time. She couldn't post every day like everyone said she should. She needed a formula, right? She didn't want to be inauthentic, and she just wanted somebody to tell her what to do. She'd outsourced to agencies, and it just led to more of the same. So what we did was we gave Carol our simple social selling formula, our fourth step in this process, We didn't teach her to post more. We taught her to sell her amazing innovation through stories. Instead of one of many, she became the number one choice everybody chose. Instead of posting collections, she posted high impact offers that sold out. Instead of chasing, she became the founder that was credible, that led to amazing partners and influencers choosing her. Ideal clients sought her out without chasing. Everything connected: her leadership, events, partners. The result: sellout. Carol was able to launch high impact offer campaigns, sell them socially using my formula, and this has led to multiple 200K plus launches. In fact, the last time I spoke to Carol, it was way more than that. The transformation: Carol went from feeling uncool and invisible to becoming the number one in her choice, in her niche. And Carol's now achieving her dream goal, which is to scale this amazing business so that she can give jobs to over 4,000 plus herders within the flatlands of Tibet and give them full-time jobs for this work. So that's the kind of impact that we're talking about. Each step of this process, you can see, compounds your visibility with buyers, your ability to sell out with buyers, and your ability to scale 24/7. So that's our fourth step, social selling formula. Now let's go into our next step: how to make an impactful mindset and align your operating system for limitless scale. So what's this all about? Mindset. And why is this the linchpin of everything I'm talking about today? Because as I shared at the beginning, we're human beings as founders, right? And we are limitless and limited. The thing that makes us limited is this: understanding that success, 95%, is by your subconscious mind. It's what you subconsciously believe about your worth as a founder. It's about what you subconsciously believe about investing in yourself, about money, about taking risks. It's what you subconsciously believe about you having what it takes to lead, truly lead as a number one in your niche. What I realized after a serious burnout is that, I kept hitting walls with what I wanted to do in my life, in business life and in personal life. I'd reached the edge of a breakthrough and then I'd just sabotage it. And I couldn't understand why this happened. So I kept, learning, but not getting where I wanted to go. And I realized one day it's because I felt unworthy to receive the scale I dreamed of. And everything changed for me when I unlocked mindset mastery, right? Because the thing is, the reason you can follow steps 1, 2, and 3 brilliantly. But if you don't have the support to support your mindset and your emotions to figure out, how to lead to, how to sell, how to show up as a founder-led movement, you won't get where you want to go. It was after this moment I realized that in my personal life, climbing mountains, I realized that, whether it was a business dream or a lifestyle dream, I kept almost summiting the mountain and then something held me back, something sabotaged me. And I made a new decision that day. I said, you know what, I'm going to invest in mentorship, not just anyone, not just, whatever solution or something I can Google on YouTube. I'm going to invest in the best of the best. and I invested in a top 1% expert guide. This is Mike, my hiking mentor. He is ex-SAS trained. Mike taught me how to summit mountains in reality. And I went from, lost and confused, not ever quite making the breakthrough I wanted, to actually someone showing me the power of systems. I'd showed it to founders in business. Mike showed the one who showed me the power of how it works with mindset and life. And I realized then, as a founder, that we need, as well as systems in business, we need to underpin everything we do with mindset training. Then we can scale to however high we want. And for me, in this personal example, it was to the top of Base Camp Everest, 5,364 meters high, joining the world's top 1%. So I invite you to make a decision now for your future. Which future wins for you? Are you happy and satisfied to keep going as you are? Or do you want to take a new roadmap? Write it down here. Write it on your piece of paper. What do you want for yourself this year? Old way or new roadmap? Familiar roadmap, waiting to be rescued by someone else? Even if you don't feel like you're doing that, be honest with yourself. Or new roadmap where you unlock your real power is you. Okay, you decide. Old roadmap, familiar roadmap, new roadmap. Let's dive into Shift 5. Shift 5, Secret 5, Impact Innovator OS. One simple system for sustainable scale. So, as a founder, I realized, as I've mentioned to you guys, building piece by piece doesn't work. Building fragmented doesn't work. I invested 150K figuring that out. I spent 30K on branding strategists, 10K on offer development, 5K a month in marketing experts, 20K a month in 20K in sales gurus. The list goes on. And then I realized what was wrong about that. I was doing the right things, but growth was inconsistent. Why? Because everything was fragmented. Buyers don't understand fragments, they need integration. And that is how this step in Secret 5, Impact Innovator OS, was born. Because the secret I unlocked is you need one roadmap to scale. Not 3, not 5, not 7, 1. Because purpose is complex and buyers need simplicity to buy. I'll say that again. Purpose is complex and buyers need simplicity to buy. You might think, I'm not even a purpose-led founder, Sarah. Here's the thing. Everybody today is a purpose-led founder. And remember, that is what buyers want from you. And your job is to give your buyers simplicity on your unique purpose, your category of one, and your high impact offer. Buyers need simplicity. This transformational aha moment for me changed everything for me. And it changes everything for the founders who I invite to join Impact Innovator OS. Because the familiar roadmap problems that fragmented solutions bring is that we hire all different experts and they have amazing systems, but ultimately those systems don't talk to each other. So we can hire a great positioning or strategy consultant. We can hire branding and copywriting experts, growth strategists, marketing and content experts, sales, website, you name it, experts. They're all brilliant, but disconnected, which creates buyer confusion. The cost of fragmented systems is really, really huge. Not only is it the cost of what you're investing in, it's the cost of the wasted time that you're losing. Because when you deal in fragments, your positioning doesn't match your offer. Your marketing doesn't match your sales process. Your sales conversations don't match what makes your offer unique. And your pricing doesn't match your value. The result is buyers are confused, you are confused, and your team is confused. So the solution is putting everything together. That's what Impact Innovator OS is. It's one integrated buyer system underpinned with billion-dollar buyer intelligence. So it's all those 150K systems that we do piece by piece in one simple in-house system that replaces all those fragmented experts. It's one simple in-house roadmap that gives you the exact step-by-steps of how to scale organically with proven frameworks. It's one done for you plug-and-play formula of how you can become the category of one choice for your buyers. And the total investment for this entire system is a fraction of what this would cost and does cost implementing it separately. So the results and why I'm so excited about this system and why I'm doing this masterclass today, it's all about the results of our founders. Because in my heart and in my deepest truth, the only reason I do what I do is to help founders succeed and achieve their dreams for scale. So we've had my own success story, 0 to 300K sellout launches. We've had Carol's success really going from struggling to doing consistent 6-figure launches again and again. We've had founders like Eugenie and Lois who are building 1 million in additional revenue in 12 months. We've had founders feeling lost to 600K funding in record time, all because they have one system fully integrated they own forever. Now, I only invite up to 2 members each month to join Impact Innovator OS. Now, here is what our founder members receive. They receive one in-house system. We do all the thinking for you. This system is done for you. We implement it for you. We give you the same system we use ourselves. The system gives the exact formula to scale as a category of one, and it is delivering for our members anywhere from 10 times to 30 times return on investment on the program itself. So let's dive into what is included. So the first thing we do is we build for you that category of one foundation in 30 days. So you go from being lost in the crowd, one of many, to leading as a one of one, like Marie and Jason here, who went from organic food to being category of one. We are the number one in delivering real food and things the French way. That in itself is priceless. And years on, you can see their Instagram and their website here, all aligned, real food and things the French way. The next thing we do in 60 days, we streamline and productize your offer to a high impact offer. So anyone you hire on your team can sell and scale without you. This works for services. It works for product-based businesses. It works for coaches and consultants. It works for SaaS businesses and e-commerce businesses. Everybody succeeding from having that buyer psychology framework behind them. And what we do in this 60 days is we work closely with each of our members, giving them that buyer feedback of what it is in their offer that buyers actually value. So founders go from confused and overwhelmed to laser focused clarity on what makes their offer the thing that buyers want from them. So results in 60 days is amazing best-selling positioning and sell-out launches. It is raising funding. It is scaling. It is 5-figure deals, 6-figure deals, you name it. Now, then we move on to putting in place for our founders social selling engine. This is where we give each founder a custom roadmap to sell online and offline as the number one in their niche. Then the next thing we do is we give our members all of this pieced together in one in-house system that I call the missing link. So as I shared, as you grow and scale, anyone you hire can scale without you. And this isn't something you rent growth with. This is one system you own forever. So this complete system enables our founders to build sustainable scale 365 days a year. What's included is the system itself, which is already over 50K in value. On top of that, we give one-to-one implementation sessions bi-weekly, which is, again, over 50K in value. Not only that, but we fully support our members every week with really intimate Q&A live inner circles with billion-dollar buyer intelligence that I share. I'm doing them with you every week. And we do that for our members for a full 12 months. The value of that is 25K. And we underpin everything we do by giving each member their own custom growth roadmap using buyer psychology. The value of that, another 25K. So this whole value so far is 155K of 50K. Obviously, our members pay a fraction of that for what we give. But on top of that, there's bonuses. The bonuses are for our founder members. They also get lifetime access to these done-for-you growth frameworks. They get additional 2 members can come for free to the one-to-one sessions, and they get guaranteed one-to-ones also with myself for the next few founders for over 12 months. So that additional value is another 150K. So the total package is over 300,000 in value that it would cost to do this separately. Now, the return on investment, why this is a no-brainer, is that when our members get just one new client, the system pays for itself instantly. And most get their first new clients within 30 to 60 days. The rest is just profit. Now, this founder offer, our founder member offer, is closing this week. As I mentioned, I only invite 2 founder members to join every month. I only give 3 founder spots guaranteed with me. The founder member prices are ending and will revert to 25% higher in price. And the 84 trillion in that purpose-led wealth transfer is happening now. So this is for you if you have a mission to lead your niche. It's for you if you're a founder, coach, or consultant with a purpose. It's for you if you're ready to scale to 6, 7, 8 figures and beyond. It's not for you if you're looking for a quick fix. It's not for you if you're not willing to put in the work. It's not for you if you want to stay small and comfortable. And it's not for you if you just want a cheap solution for your growth. This is for people who are ready to invest in their growth. Now, you have 2 choices. You can take everything I've shared today and implement it on your own. You are smart, you're capable. I have no doubt you will succeed. I just can't guarantee how long it will take to do this alone. It could take years. And I mean that because, not having this system in place, it took me years. Not having this system in place takes the founders who, wish they met me 10 years ago takes them years. So the question to ask yourself is, do you have years to waste? Now, if you're like, no, Sarah, I don't have years to waste and I just want to get on with it. I want one system for growth and I want it now, and I want to lead not as one of many. I want to lead as a category of one. I want buyers to know how to choose me instantly. Then click this button and apply for your sustainable growth assessment. This is a free one-to-one call. We only give out 9 spots a week for this call, and the next 3 people to book a call are guaranteed with me. This is if your application is successful. Not everybody gets accepted for a call. What we look for, we give you a few questions to fill in, and what we're looking for is really about your mission for your growth, and to know and understand how serious you are about your growth, to know and understand that action is key for you and that you are ready for your growth now. So I really want to say a big thank you for joining me today, and a big invitation, guys. If you have a mission and a real purpose and you care about transforming our world, I invite you to click this QR code and make a real one-to-one connection for your dream to become reality. My skill as a $1 billion trained buyer is to help each of our members unlock what makes them unique in the world, what makes them a category of one in the world. And that clarity for our founders starts with this call, unlocking what is holding you back from leading as a category of one. So click this link, this QR code, and join me, join my team in an amazing sustainable growth assessment where we will unlock how you can lead as a category of one. And I want to thank you for joining today. Thank you for showing up here with me live. And I'd like to end with this. Individually, we are brilliant, but together we transform our world. Thank you for being here today, and I will look forward to seeing you. Rick, you're saying you can't see the QR code on the page you have up. Okay, Rick, we will send that QR code to you straight away. And for anyone else who is having that problem, we will send it to you. Thanks for the heads up, Rick. So take care, everybody, and I will see you soon.